Did you know that most medical tests available include some kind of radiation exposure? Many patients are already aware of these risks, like the ionizing radiation that is produced during an X-ray or an MRI. What do you need to know about the MRI? Most patients are willing to overlook the radiation exposure for the advancement of science. Tests like the MRI and CT-scan help doctors provide more advanced medical care possible. Perhaps the only question left to ask is this: is the exposure to possibly harmful radiation from these tests worth it? Worrying about how the radiation could harm your body is perfectly normal. But you also have to think of this: how else can doctors help you get better? Magnetic resonance imaging, or more often referred to as the MRI. It uses the power of the magnetic field to help doctors get a clear image of what is happening inside the human body. As the patient lays on his back, he is slowly put inside the tube-like structure, and the power of the magnets will allow the MRI machine to draw out an image of the internal structure of the body. It is the amount of radio frequency waves and the energy that allows doctors to determine the tissues and organs involved in the patient's condition. At one look, the MRI machine may seem to be one of the most helpful machines in the field of health and wellness. Is the MRI radiation dangerous? The MRI machine emits radiation. The radio frequency waves and the magnetic field produced by the machine are all forms of non-ionizing radiation. While non-ionizing radiation may be considered the safer one, exposure to it could come with risks too. EMF radiation and emissions have been associated with various life-threatening diseases, including infertility, miscarriages, and even cancer. The radiation and exposure vary from patient to patient. It depends a lot on how long a patient has been exposed to the radio frequency. The exposure can be life-threatening in its own way. The radiation that the body is exposed to when undergoing the MRI testing can bring about negative effects on the body. However, with proper usage and preventive measures, patients can be saved from unwanted side effects. There's no reason to worry about the radiation produced by the MRI. The more you learn about how it works or what kind it is, the easier it is for you to mitigate potential harmful exposures.